we're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
The point to be made here is that most corporations' balance sheets are composed of cash and credit, and cash is crumbling and credit is crumbling. Cash is losing 15 to 20% of its value every year. And credit is like a bond. And if those bonds are yielding 2 or 3 or 4% interest, then they have a 2% default risk. And if they're losing 15% of their purchasing power every year, then you can see the negative real yields on credit are minus 15%. And the negative real yields on cash are minus 15%. So, I think that the most important idea is that corporations would do well to actually convert their cash and credit into Bitcoin. And that's what we've done. I think that people should really focus upon near-term dislocations when they're investing in Bitcoin. If you're not going to hold Bitcoin for 10 years, you probably shouldn't buy it for 10 minutes, in my opinion, because it is volatile, right? The markets are trading 24/7, 365. And Bitcoin is plugged into the other crypto markets, and the other crypto markets have huge amounts of leverage in them. So if you have lots of leverage trading with thin liquidity, it's always going to be reacting to some random news this way or that way. But I think it would be a mistake to attempt to correlate a positive or a negative to something, because that's a kind of a trader's mentality. And I think 99% of the people aren't really equipped to be traders. It's a very dangerous game.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books, Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, those books are mandatory because they show you how the world really works. Plus, the 3 Kids books is time to re-educate. Much love to you. Also, those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon, much love. Keep it coming. And then also those who are shopping at both stores, much love. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first. And guys, we know we're the only game in town on the weekend. But we know Sunday night CME opens and we know the market swings. Now, we still have open interest that can actually push us up. But don't forget, guys, the Fed, and we have bond yields. So we have to look at all the indicators. Don't forget about the volume, Tether, USDC. The Fed only did 1.3 trillion, which they did 1.6 before then. So I definitely see us pulling back a little, even though we have open interest. But bond yields is going to let us know everything. Now, also, guys, we have grayscale, of course. Grayscale is that, well, as long as they keep buying, that will help offset what the actual Fed does. If they don't, then we know we're going to have a pullback. But we already know we're not going to have these big pumps and dumps like we were doing before. They're going to be slight when it comes to open interest, and then when CME comes at the end of the month. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, guys, we have Billionaire Orlando Bravo says crypto is here to stay. And guys, now we have all the billionaires coming out, but we already know crypto is here to stay because it's for the fourth industrial revolution. For the robots, algorithms, drones, where they actually take humanity out of the actual economy, guys. Crypto is definitely here to stay. And the masses have no clue. They can't tell you anything about crypto because they don't care. They don't care about finances. But the economy controls everything that you do in life. You might not understand it, but it controls everything. That's why it's so important to get your friends and family educated. Now, guys, we have Ethereum. Can Ethereum hit 13,000 in 6 months? No, it cannot. Now, basically, I definitely see Ethereum hitting way over 13,000, but I do not see Federal Reserve 2.0 on blockchain getting started until the end of 2022 or beginning of 2023. Remember, guys, China, the dragon, has to rise in 2022. 2022 is the start of China. 2020 was the end of America to Babylon, and we saw it right in front of our faces. Now, also, guys, we have the Federal High Court of Nigeria approves a CBDC rollout. And, guys, we already know this is global. We know the whole point of blockchain cryptos, so the New World Order controls the globe, the all-seeing eye. That's what blockchain gives them. They play the most high over the nations. And then lastly, guys, we have Goldman Flags, the $8.2 trillion threat is worse than China's Evergrande. And you know, I did a video on Evergrande. It was all publicized in the Western media. We know how the Hegelian dialectic works. We know China versus U.S. World War III is going to happen. And out of that, the fourth industrial revolution is going to get its official birth. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if you're new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The Crypto Teacher stock channel, Crypto Teacher stocks. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get their own stocks to see where the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and y'all have a wonderful day.
I think they're likely to become securities. I think that the SEC has been pretty clear, and they're saying that most cryptos are securities. Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin is a commodity, and it's pretty clear the consensus is Bitcoin will be a commodity. There's speculation that there's a few other crypto tokens that are commodities, but they haven't been named explicitly. The only one that's explicitly designated as a commodity is Bitcoin. I think that stable coins look like money market funds. Like if you give me $50 billion and I give you $50 billion in tokens, and then I invest the $50 billion into a bunch of bond instruments or credit instruments, then I'm taking risk with the $50 billion. If I were to, for example, invest the $50 billion into Evergrande bonds and the bonds were to crash by 75%, then the $50 billion of stable coins would become $15 billion or $12 billion of stable coins. And so the SEC and the regulators have a point, which is when you're buying a stable coin, you're probably you're entering into an investment contract, and there is risk. And that means that you would want to know how that capital is invested. If I gave you $50 billion and you put it into a bank account yielding 0% interest in US dollars, that's a much less risky asset or balance sheet than if I took the same $50 billion and bought GameStop. I mean, you could do anything in between. So yeah, I think that they will be deemed as securities, especially the centralized ones.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.